Morning everyone, my name is Ciara and I'm a biokineticist here at the Sports Science Institute, and I'm going to be taking you for a full body strength endurance class. So the main thing with strength endurance class is that you want to keep your weights at a decent level so that you can still feel like you're working, but you want to be doing higher repetitions of your exercises. So most of you will probably be doing bodyweight exercises, but if you can add weights in here and there, you're welcome to do so. The only thing you will need is an elastic band. So I've got my band here that I'm going to use, and then you can have some dumbbells or just weights to add into some exercises. If there is anyone that has any niggles or any injuries, please don't work through pain. We don't want to exacerbate the injury, so just modify the exercise if you can. Okay, we're going to start off with the easy warm-up, so just starting with a nice easy march on the spot. Okay, and while you're marching, you're just going to do 10 circles with your shoulders going backwards. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then change directions, 10 forward. Okay, and then you're just going to drive those knees up a little bit higher. Okay, and then we're going to go into a jog on the spot. If you do have a little bit of space to move around, you're welcome to do so. Okay, and then you're going to do 10 butt kicks per leg. And back to a normal jog. Okay, and then you're going to do 10 jumping jacks. And normal jog for the last little bit. And relax. Okay, then we're going to do some leg swings, so you can hold on to something if you need to, just help with the balance. You're going to do 10 forwards and backwards leg swings per leg. Okay, other side. Okay, and then the second one, you're going to do 10 swings across the body. Okay, other side. And last one. Okay, then going into the upper body, 10 chest openers. And then 10 up and down swings per arm. Good. Okay, then you're going to pop your hands on your shoulders and you're going to do 10 alternating circles with the elbows going forward and then 10 backwards. Good. Okay, then you're going to warm up our inner thighs a bit. So we're going to do something that's called a Cossack squat. So you're basically going to be lunging out to the side, place your weight on that bent leg, and then the leg that's straight, you're going to turn the toes up to reach the roof and sit back into that stretch, and you'll feel it stretching in your inner thigh bit. Okay, just going to rock from side to side, doing 5 on each side. Pushing the hips back. Okay, then moving to some roll down. So starting at the bottom of your mat, if you are working off a mat, you're going to start at the head, so you're just nodding the chin, rounding the shoulders, and slowly rolling down. Just hang in that bottom position. You might feel it stretching in your hamstrings and your calves. You might feel it in your lower back a little bit. And then slowly rolling up. Okay, you're going to do 2 more of those. And on the last one, you're going to stay in that bottom position, so we're not going to roll back up. And then rolling back up. Stacking the vertebrae one at a time. And last one down. Okay, then you're going to pop your hands on the floor and you're going to walk forward into a plank position. And then from there, we are doing our pike and stride. So pushing the hips up into that downward dog position on a pike. And then you can stride forward, trying to get your right foot next to your right hand. Keep your left leg nice and straight, so it's a nice hip opener. And then you can alternate sides, doing 5 on each side. Okay, then we're going to keep going with our pike, but you're going to go into your opposite toe touch now, and down into your plank. So taking your right hand to touch your left foot, and your left hand to touch your right foot. 5 on each side. Good. Okay, then you're going to go down onto the floor. Next one we're going to do is our thread the needle. So it's a bit of a chest opener and working it through our thoracic spine. So you're going to have one arm weight bearing. You're going to pop the other arm through so that that shoulder's touching the floor, and then opening up, looking up to that hand that's rotating up. Okay, you're going to do 5 on each side. Good. Okay, then we're going to do some cat camel, so it's another back loosener. So you can start in your neutral spine position in that 4-point kneeling, and then from there, just slowly arching the back, pushing your tummy down to the floor and lifting your chin up. And then you're going to start at the pelvis, rolling the pelvis down, pushing your chest away from the floor and tucking the chin in. Okay, I'm going to do 3 more of those. And last one. Good. Yeah, and then last one, sitting back into your child's pose, and then up and forward into your cobra. And you're going to do 5 each of those. Okay, That's our warm-up done. So we're going to start off with the activation set. So you don't need any equipment for the activation set. And we're going to start off with this one lying on your side. So activating the glutes a bit. So you're going to have bottom leg is just slightly bent, bottom arm is out for support of your head. You want to make sure that your hips are stacked, so you don't have one hip rolling forward. And then from there, you're going to have the top leg pulled slightly back and toes are pointed down, and you're going to use your glutes to lift that leg up. You're doing it nice and slow and only lifting to hip height. Okay, you're not lifting up high all the way up to there. So it's just a small lift to hip height. Remember, keeping the leg slightly behind you. You're doing 10 of these. You can have your hand in front of your belly button for support if you need it. Last one. Okay, rolling over to the other side. Okay, on this leg. You should feel your glutes burning. Good. Okay, then you're going to roll over onto your tummy. And we're going to do YTW, so I'll show you from the front first so you can see the angle. So for the Y, you can have your arms up in a Y position with the thumbs pointing up to the sky. And you're going to do 10 small pulses like that. For the T's, thumbs are pointing down. And you're going to do your 10 small pulses like that. And then for the W's, you have your palms facing down, so thumbs are pointing into your ears. And you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together to lift the arms up like that. Okay, so we're going to start on the floor. Chin is tucked in. Starting off with the Y's, and you're doing 10 of each. Okay, 10 Y's, 10 T's with your thumbs down. And 10 W's with your thumb pointed in. Good. Okay, then into a 4-point kneeling position, we're going to do our bird dog. So it's a bit of a core activation as well. So make sure hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And you lift opposite arm and leg up nice and slow and controlled, making sure you don't arch your lower back as you lift your leg up. Okay, we're doing 5 on each side. Good. Okay, back onto your side, we're going to do 1 more set of each. So starting off with our side lying abductions. Okay, remember you're not lifting your leg up high, it's just a small movement. Okay, other side. Remember you're doing 10 per side. And last one. Good. Okay, then sitting up, going into your YTWs, lying on your tummy with your chin tucked in, and you're doing 10 of each. Thumbs are pointed down for the T's. Good. And last one, you are up for the bird dog. So 4-point kneeling position and then lifting opposite arm and leg up, 5 per side. some water, and then I'm going to start explaining the first set. So for the first set, you're just going to need a band. Okay, only for our second exercise. So for the first exercise, we're going to be working on our squat. So it's going to be 3 rounds, and we're starting off doing 10 squats. Okay, so for the squats, you want to make sure that you have a comfortable stance with your feet. So your feet should be about hip distance apart or a little bit wide if you want. And then toes slightly pointed out. You can have your toes pointed straight forward, it just makes it a little bit more difficult to get that depth. Okay, so toes slightly pointed out. From there, you're imagining that you're sitting down on something, but you're not allowed to move your feet. So hips are being pushed backwards and trying to keep your chest upright and leaning forward or open so that you don't lean forward. Okay, so pushing the hips back, down, and up into your squat. Okay, we're doing 10 squats. Off you go. Trying to get as deep as you can. Squeezing through the glutes as you stand up. And making sure that the knees aren't collapsing in or out. And last one. Good. Okay, then you're going to grab your band. We're going to be working on our kind of shoulder and or back muscles for this one. So holding the band at shoulder height, we're going to be doing a band pull apart. So from there, keeping the arms straight, pulling the band open so it comes to touch your chest. Okay, doing 10 of those. You also don't want to start here where the band's already loose, so start where you already have a bit of tension in your band. Sorry, not doing 10, we are doing 15. Okay, off you go. Remember to keep your shoulders pulled down away from the ears. $14, $15. Good. Okay, and then we're going to go onto the back for a core exercise. Okay, this one's called dead bugs. So lying on your back, make sure that the core is activated already. So you want to have that small gap in your lower back so that you have a neutral spine. If you struggle to keep it in that position, then you can close that gap under the lower back, keeping the core engaged. You have options here. So first option, to do it with bent knees. Second option is straight legs. So from that position, you're taking opposite arm and leg down to hover just above the floor and back up. Okay, moving only 2 limbs at a time, so don't kind of scissor the limbs like that. Okay, we're doing 8 per side. I'm going to start off with the bent knee ones. Eight and 8. Good. Okay, so that was our first set done. So we are doing 2 more rounds. Have a sip of water and then starting off with your squats again. Okay, so remember it's 10 squats. You're working through them nice and slowly so you can focus on your technique. Pushing hips back and making sure the knees don't collapse in. Okay, off you go. And 10. Good. Okay, then into your band pull apart. 15 of these. Making sure you're keeping the shoulders pulled down away from the ears, so don't let your shoulders scrunch up as you're doing it. Okay, off you go. 13, 14, 15. Good. Okay, then onto your back for the dead bugs. Okay, remember you have options here, bent knees or straight legs. I'm going to stick with the bent knee option. 8 per side. Remember to keep breathing while you're doing it. You don't want to be holding your breath in during this exercise. Okay, that's the second set done. Have a sip of water and then we're going to start the last round. Okay, starting off with those squats, focusing on good technique. And last one. Good. Okay, then into your band pull aparts. 15 of these. The aim with the band pull aparts is to be squeezing the shoulder blades together as you pull on that band. Good. Okay, and then into your dead bugs for the last one. Eight per side of these, and remember you're not holding your breath in. Last one each side. Good. Okay, that was our first main set done. I'm going to grab a sip of water and then I'm going to explain the next set. Okay, so for our second set, similar sort of setup with a lower body, upper body and core exercise. But for this one, our lower body exercise is going to be a reverse lunge. So starting with enough space behind you to move back for your lunge. You want to drive backwards so that you have enough space for both knees to move down into that 90-degree position. Okay, so make sure you're taking a big enough step, otherwise you're going to get caught in that position where both knees are not moving to 90. Okay, so it's a big step back, going down into a lunge, and then driving up with the knee as you go back into it. Okay, so we're doing 10 per leg, but making sure that when you do drive backwards into your lunge, that knee stays nice and stable as you're driving up and down. So you don't want your knee to collapse in or out as you're standing up and down. Okay, so it's 10 lunges per side. Let's start for those. You also want to try not lean forward as you go down into your lunge. Remember, like I said, you're welcome to add weights for this one. So if you want to put a backpack on, hold something heavy in your arms in front of you, or if you just hold dumbbells next to you, you're welcome to do so. and last one. Good. Okay, then the second exercise, you've got an option here, either using dumbbells or using your band. If you're using the dumbbells, you're going to be doing a shoulder press. So from here, keeping a slight bend in the knees, so soft knees, you're pushing up and controlling back down. Okay, if you're using a band, if it's long enough, you can do double arm, but my band's not long enough, so just use it single arm, keeping the band behind you, pushing up and down like that. Okay, I'm going to use the dumbbells though. You've got your options. We're doing 10 of these as well. You're welcome to do this one sitting as well. Good. Okay, and then for the core exercise, we're going to be doing curl-ups. So you're welcome to do this one with the weight as well. You'll be holding the weight in your hand. I'll show you with the dumbbells. But if you're not doing it with the weight, it's going to look like this. Legs are straight, arms straight up above your head, palms facing in. And you want to tuck your chin in and then curl up into a sit-up as slowly as possible, keeping the arms up above you, sitting into a full seated position, so not arching like that, all the way up, and then rounding from or starting to curl from your pelvis as you slowly sit back down, rolling all the way back down. Okay, this one you want to do as slowly as possible, and if you add a weight, you'll just be holding the weight up there, using that as an anchor as you sit up and roll down. Okay, we're doing 6 in total. So I keep going with those. Okay, remember as slowly as possible. Last one. First set done. It's going into our lunges again. Grab a sip of water if you need. Okay, so it was 10 reverse lunges per side. And remember doing that knee drive as you stand back up into your upright position. Changing to the other side. Nine, and last one. Good. Okay, then grabbing your weights for your shoulder press. Ten of these. Remember, if you don't have dumbbells, you can use water bottles, cartons of juice, tins of food, anything that could simulate a dumbbell. Good. Okay, and then keeping one weight if you want for your curl-ups. Okay, then 6 curl-ups. Okay, remember the emphasis of this exercise is that you do it slowly. Okay, that was round 2. Let's go into the third set. Starting off with our reverse lunges. Okay, off you go. Okay, other side. Remember, you take a nice big step backwards. You're driving through your quads and your glutes as you stand back up. Good. Okay, then it's your shoulder press. 10 of these. Palms should be facing forward for this one. Good. Okay, and then it's your last round of the curl-ups. Six curl-ups in total. Doing them as slowly as possible. And done. Okay, for the last set, we're going to do a quick conditioning set. So just going to be 2 exercises that we're going to get through. It's going to get the heart rate up a bit quicker than these previous sets. So we're going to do 2 rounds only, but you want to try and get through the rounds as quickly as possible. So first exercise, we're going to start off doing jumping jacks. So just arms and legs moving out and in and up and down. You're going to do 10 of those, and then go straight down onto the floor into a plank jack. We're in a high plank position and then hopping the feet out and in, just off the mat and on the mat. So it doesn't have to be a wide jump, it's just small hops with the feet out and in, but you want to try and keep the hips low and stable, so don't let your hips bounce up and down. Okay, so we're doing 2 rounds of those, 10 jumping jacks, 10 plank jacks, 2 rounds. Okay, as quickly as you can. Okay, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, off you go. And last set of plank jacks. And 10 done. Good job. Okay, let's just have a quick stretch. You're straight into a hip flexor stretch, so in your half kneeling lunge position, you're going to activate that back glute slightly, push your back foot down into the floor, and then it's just a slight lean forward. You should already feel the stretch before you even lean. Okay, try to get into your normal breathing pattern while we're stretching, so you want to take nice deep breaths. Okay, changing sides. Activating your glute, pushing the back foot down and leaning forward a little bit. Okay, then we're going to sit down into a hamstring and calf stretch. So one leg straight, one leg bent, and reaching forward for the straight leg. Okay, let's move over to the other side. Okay, then we're going to go onto your side, and we're going to stretch the quads, and you will feel the hip flexors a bit in this one as well. So just in this lying position, grabbing the top leg and pulling your foot to your heel bum. Okay, let's change over to the other side. Okay, then we're going to go into our rolling pigeon position to stretch the glutes. So you're going to bend the one leg in front of you underneath you and stretching that back leg out behind you. And then rolling so that both hips are off the floor. Okay, let's move over to the other side. Okay, and then the last one, we're just going to sit back into our child's pose, so feet together, knees apart, and sitting back, reaching your arms as far forward as possible. And slowly coming back up. Cool, well done everyone. Thanks so much for joining. If you have any questions about the session, please feel free to email me at cbotha@cisa.com, and I'll try and answer those questions. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.